If you are unsure how to price your services or package your offers as an AI growth consultant, that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and break down in this video. And instead of giving you a random pricing list, I will go ahead and show you the strategic thinking behind pricing our services at Carte AI so that you can customize it to your niche, your audience, and the value that you can provide. You're gonna go ahead and learn how to structure tiers, create outcome-based offers, and gamify your packages with names that stick. Now, the same exact document that we're gonna go over in this video, along with 50 other videos on how to start and scale your AI agency, is going to be available for free inside our school community. The link for that is going to be down below if you would like to join. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Pricing and packaging your AI automation agency services as an AI growth consultant. This document is going to outline how to price your packages and your services as a growth consultant. And again, rather than giving you a rigid how-to, I'm going to go ahead and break down the strategic thinking and the framework that we use behind our pricing at Carte AI. While leaving room for creativity depending on your niche and your ICP, your ideal customer profile. So hopefully you can take inspiration from what we do here, take the information that we're providing you, and then be able to go ahead and come up with your own pricing. So the first thing you need to understand is the purpose of pricing and packaging. Before jumping into numbers and services, you need to understand the following. Number one, pricing isn't just covering costs or charging quote unquote what you're worth. Number two, it's a strategic positioning tool that signals value, defines who your offer is for, and creates leverage in your sales conversation. So this is really important. It's a strategic positioning tool that signals value, the value that you provide to the marketplace, defines who your offer is for. For example, if you're working with 18-year-olds, probably can only charge them so much money because they only have so much money compared to someone who actually has money because they have a business or depending on where they are in life. And lastly, it creates leverage in your sales conversation. You guys will see how when we take sales calls and we're telling people like this is 18 grand to do all this for you, we have leverage in that because we can break down exactly the value of that 18 grand that they're getting and how the value that they're getting is far greater than the 18 grand that they would be paying. And lastly, packaging gives clarity to your clients and allows you to diagnose and prescribe the right solutions instead of selling everything to everyone. As an AI growth consultant, you are not just offering one service. We're not just offering voice agents and chatbots. And if you want to learn more about what exactly is the AI growth partner model, inside our school community, we have a video where we break that down in detail. Highly recommend that you watch it. So because we are AI growth consultants and we offer a bunch of different services, because the primary goal is to take a customer from where they are to where they want to be. And in order to do that, there's a lot of things that need to happen, and we go ahead and do those things for them, which allows us to charge a lot of money up front, but actually get them to the other end, which is their desired outcome. In order to do that, there's a lot of services that need to be fulfilled, and creating packages around these services allows us to have leverage when it comes to telling our clients exactly what it is that they need. Right? It allows us to diagnose and prescribe, hey, based on your current situation, based on your size, based on all this, we think you're the right fit for the first package or the second package or the third package. And as you guys will see shortly, on top of that, you're going to have an a la carte option, which again, we have a video that breaks just the a la carte option, which is essentially pricing your services individually, right? So that if you have, let's say, package number one and the client doesn't want what's in package number one, maybe they want to remove or add a few things, well, you can go ahead and do that because you have each product priced by itself. So that is understanding the purpose and pricing your packages. Let's talk about how we price our packages at Carte. Well, to give you first some context, we work with 4 types of real estate professionals: agents, brokers, investors, and wholesalers. So if you are working within a niche, in this example, let's say real estate, and you're working with different types of real estate professionals, you need to make sure that you break that down because an agent is going to be somewhat different than a broker, an investor, and a wholesaler, right? So first thing you need to do is identify what are the types of clients within set niche. And you can see here, each of these individuals have unique challenges. That's why our pricing is outcome-based, not delivery-based. We're going to do X to get you Y. Instead, our pricing is outcome-based. Okay, you're getting 100 missed calls a month. We're going to go ahead and make that 100 missed calls down to 0. All right, so our pricing is outcome-based rather than delivery-based. Instead of charging for activity, like numbers of emails or calls, we price our pricing on the following. Number one, the results that they want. Client wants to reduce their missed calls. Okay, we can go ahead and do that. The size and the type of business. A broker might have multiple agents working in their business compared to a solo agent. And third is the complexity of the bottleneck that we're solving. If the broker wants solutions done for all of his agents, that's going to be different than the individual agent by himself, right? So this is exactly what we base our pricing off of. Now, I don't want you to copy our pricing. Instead, reverse engineer your pricing based on your niche's perceived value, the transformation you're offering, and the depth of the problem that you solve. And I think by watching this video in its entirety, you'll have a understanding of how you can go ahead and do that. So how do you package your services? Okay. Well, number one, there's no one size fits all. I don't think that works. Some clients have leads but no systems. Others have systems but no leads. And selling the same package to someone makes no sense. You don't want to be selling something to someone who doesn't need it. Okay, and that's usually where sales goes wrong for most people, is because they're trying to sell something to someone who doesn't need it, or they don't see the value in it. So I don't think one size fits all. Instead, what we do is we create multiple packages tailored to the common bottlenecks each ICP faces. If you are in our school community, you will see that we have an exercise called the operational bottleneck exercise. And the point of this is to identify all of the operational bottlenecks that a business has or might face. And then we go ahead and identify the mechanisms to avoid these bottlenecks or to solve for these bottlenecks. So when we do that, we can take a look at, let's say this type of ICP has 10 problems that they will face or that they eventually have. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create services around those problems. If I can pull this up and show you, so this is what that looks like. You can see here we have the operational bottleneck. So this is the problem that a client will face. What are some failures that they have or eventually will have? Over here, you have the mechanism to avoid this bottleneck. So what automations, tools, processes, systems can we go ahead and use to solve for these potential bottlenecks? Then here we have the tools and tech stack, which is like, what are the tools in the tech stack that we need to go ahead and solve for these problems? And then here you have the implementation model, which is how you plan on delivering this. If you have a list of all of these different problems here, and how you're going to solve them, you're going to understand the exact services that you can provide. And I'm going to go ahead and show you an example for a dental clinic just to really drive the point home. This right here is the same exact sheet but filled out. And if we take a look here, these are the problems that a dental clinic might face: missed inbound calls, no-shows, leads not showing up, no visibility on monthly metrics, front desk overload, inconsistent patient communication, patient churn, no system reactivation. Like, these are all problems that businesses will have. Well, guess what? All of these problems are services that we can go ahead and offer these clients, our clients. So what this does is when we go back here into pricing our services, we can create packages around these different services. For example, if these are all the problems that our niche might face, what we can do is turn these services into different packages. And we can do that based on what are things that most people are going to have, like problems that most businesses have. It's usually missed inbound calls, lack of leads, no-shows, right? So that could be, for example, our first package. And then what are some things that most businesses, like some businesses will face, but not eventually, right? Well, maybe it could be poor online reputation. Maybe it can be slow response rate to patient. Maybe it's front desk overload. Maybe not every dental clinic has their front desk who is overloaded with work. So that could be our second package, which is something that we charge a lot more. So you have two different packages here, but then you also have the a la carte option. Maybe a client just needs this one right here in the first package. Well, guess what? Because you've identified that and you've priced it, you can go ahead now and add it to the first package and essentially create them a custom package. But at least you have something to go off of. So that's exactly what we did. We created multiple packages tailored to the common bottlenecks that each ICP face, just like the example you see here in the dental clinic. These are the problems that they face, which again, this exact exercise, including the documents, the ChatGPT prompt, all of that is going to be inside our school community, so you can go ahead and get access to that. Then what we go ahead is only present a package after identifying their pain points and outcome during the discovery process. So once we have gotten on a call with a client, let's say in this case, the dental clinic, we're not going to prescribe them package number 1 or 2 or 3 until we actually get on a call with them and see what are the problems that they are facing. So once we understand that, then we can go ahead and tell them package 1 works best for you. What this does is it allows us to show our clients that we truly understand them and that we recommend the most relevant solution. It doesn't make sense for you to prescribe someone something until you have diagnosed them and understand exactly what it is that they want. So this is how we go ahead and package our services, and then this is essentially what we do after we package our services. So here's an example of a structure to these packages that you can have. Again, I just put these prices here randomly. You should make up your own prices based on, again, the things that we mentioned here. Your pricing should be based on the result that your clients want, the size and type of the business, and the complexity and the bottlenecks that they face. But here's an example. You can have package one, okay? Here it could be for solo clients. So maybe you are working with, let's say, a HVAC company, and this package is specifically for someone who just has one truck. So one truck, one person, maybe two people in one truck. That's the type of package this is for. Well, the setup can be 5,000. The focus here is that you're going to create automations for them, inbound follow-ups, basic CRM. This is why, guys, like, you have to go back and do the operational exercise, because a lot of this will make sense once you've identified the problems that they face. Okay, so this would be the focus. And the goal here would be to save them time, reduce manual tasks, and create baseline systems. So this is like the very basic package for someone who is a small solo person and needs simple setups such as leads, automation, CRM, so on and so forth. Then maybe you can have package number 2. And over here, this could be for small teams or advanced solo players. So imagine, let's say, using the same example for HVAC, maybe you might have someone who has 2 trucks now. They have a team of, let's say, 4 people, okay? Well, this is a little bit bigger team, right? So it's a smaller team, it's bigger, it's not solo. Or it could be just one person who just like outsources work to other contractors, okay? So again, this is like the next tier up, and here you can charge 7 to 10 grand as an example. The focus here obviously would be different than this. It would be to add cold outbound, VA support, and high lead volume. So maybe this person, because they have a bigger team, they need more clients, right? So they need paid ads, right? Maybe they need a VA team to manage the support, to call people before their appointment. Maybe they need a voice agent here, right? Maybe they need a chatbot. So whatever the operational bottleneck exercise that you've identified here, you would go ahead and include that in your offer, which is what you would be focusing on. And then next you have the goal. So what is the goal here? Solve for bottleneck in prospecting and fulfillment. So ideally here, it's like, okay, we need to get more clients, and then we need to figure out how to deliver. Not necessarily find someone to go out there and do the HVAC work, even though that is something that you can do, right? We have students who realize that one of the problems that their clients have that are contractors is hiring more contractors. So I was like, okay, well, why don't you solve that? They're like, how would we do that? I'm like, put a job post out for them and hire people that are contractors that know what they're doing. And that's a service that they started offering, and they can easily charge $1,000 for it. And the businesses would be more than happy to pay it, because that is a problem that they have. They need more workers so they can expand the business. And because you're an AI growth consultant, you are coming into a business and you're helping them get from where they are to where they want to be. So you could definitely offer something like that. Again, it's all going to be dependent on this exercise and the pain points that you identify. So then you have package 3. This can be like your most expensive package. This is going to be for bigger players with full team and multiple problems. If we use the same example as HVAC, this could be for someone who, let's say, has 5 to 10 trucks, and then they operate across multiple cities. Okay, and then over here, your focus could be a full tech stack, AI agents, CRM, SOPs, dashboard, hiring. We have students that are doing, that are implementing HR solutions inside contractors' business. And it's as simple as signing up to something like Bamboo HR, right? So you don't want to limit yourself as to what you can do. The idea is that if you're going to go to a business and charge them 15 grand, they need to be able to make sense of the value. And if you break down, like, these are all the problems that you have, here's exactly how I'm going to go solve for them, and I'm going to do it in the next 2 weeks, yeah, a business would be more than happy to pay you 15 grand, right? Because they see the value, and you're just so much different than everyone else. You're not asking them for 2 grand to get them more leads. When they're like, dude, I don't need more leads. I need more people to work with me, right? So that's essentially package number 3. So I hope this kind of gives you an idea of like how you can break these packages down, price them, and essentially how one complements the other. This is the package that you want to position yourself the most valuable, but only offer it to those who truly benefit from it. So obviously you want to make the most money in your agency, and if you have your most expensive package, you obviously want to sell more of that. However, it should only be offered to those who truly benefit from it. Don't go to someone who's just starting out and ask them for 15 grand if you know pretty well that they don't need all of these different tools, all of these different services. So it's just about doing honest business. But ideally, this is the package that you want to position as the most valuable because it is. They get a lot more things. Now let's talk about a la carte option. Again, we're going to have a video breaking down a la carte option in detail by itself. But once you have packaged, once your packages are built rather, you need to break them down into components and price them individually. Why do you do that? Well, because some clients may want to add or remove specific pieces. Maybe in package number 1, you're not offering a voice agent and someone wants a voice agent. Well, then what you can do now is offer a voice agent. Why or how? Because you have it priced at, let's say, $1,500. You could just add that onto the existing pricing. But also, others may not need a full stack. So maybe you're offering this right here and someone doesn't need a full stack. Maybe they already have a CRM or they don't need hiring. Well, guess what? You can do that because you have a la carte option. You can add, remove. And then having these modular prices adds flexibility to your offer without lowering perceived value. If someone is like, okay, well, you know, you're charging me 15 grand, I don't want the CRM. So can we do 10 grand? Like that's the value is not going to be as perceived. Instead, you can just say, if you don't want the CRM, we have it priced at $1,000, so we can simply remove that. So it adds flexibility without devaluing, right, the perceived value of your services. You want to make sure that you have a la carte pricing, that it is more expensive in total than the package deal, just like a combo meal at a fast food restaurant would be. So if someone shouldn't be able to go into your a la carte option and say, I want a voice agent, I want a CRM, I want this, I want this. They shouldn't be able to create the same exact package individually and have it be more than this right here. So if you're doing these things for a business, if you add up the a la carte pricing, it shouldn't be more than this because it wouldn't make sense. The pricing of a package should always be cheaper than each product individually. Similar to how if you go to a restaurant, if you buy a combo meal, fries, drink, and the burger, it's going to be, let's say, $8 compared to if you get the burger by itself, the fries by itself, and the drink by itself, it might be like $12. Right? It has to make sense. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Number 6 is how to build your own packages. So here's a simplified way to do that. First of all, list all the services that you can provide. Okay, so in this example, we listed all the services that we can go ahead and provide here. Second thing is identify the key bottlenecks your ICP faces. You're going to be able to do that using the operational bottleneck exercise. The next is that you want to map 2 to 4 package levels to address these bottlenecks. So similar to how we broke it down here, just say, okay, how many packages do I need to create based on these problems that I have listed out here, okay? And then the next thing would be to assign names and prices to each level. We'll talk about gamifying it and why it's important. And then break down each service into a la carte pricing menu for adding a little flexibility. So once we have broken each one down, you want to go ahead and add a price next to each one so that you understand exactly what the price of each individual service will be. Number 7 is pricing your packages. So this is gamifying it. So naming your packages makes your offer more professional. It helps associate your solution with the pain point of the clients are facing, and it adds brand identity to the delivery model. So this is why you should name your package for all these reasons. Here's some example names. So, you know, this is actually what we name our packages. Agency Accelerator Starter, Market Remover Pro, Dominance Suite, the Unicorn Stack. Please do not use these names, okay? These names, literally, we just came up with them. We have students that have names related to, like, bees, like, you know, Queen Bee, and then Hive, and then, so, like, just be unique with these names. There's really no right or wrong, but you want to have names for all these reasons that we mentioned here. So these are some example names. Now, they don't need to be fancy names, just choose something that is memorable, relevant, and then aspirational, okay? And then final notes, okay? There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to pricing your services. Your niche, your offer, and your promise will dictate how much you charge. The real key is, number 1, align your pricing with the outcomes. Number 2, package based on bottlenecks. Number 3, leave room for customization. And number 4, make the offer easy to say yes to. Okay, so again, there's no one size fits all. your niche, your offer, and your promise will dictate how much you can charge. I hope this video was helpful on pricing your services as an AI growth consultant, building an AI automation agency. Again, the a la carte video is going to be available in our free skill community where we show you exactly how to go ahead and break each service down. And then in order to really be able to price your services, you need to understand the operational bottlenecks that your clients would face. So this video, along with the breakdown, the ChatGPT prompt, everything is going to be available in our school community. And then lastly, in there, we will also go ahead and show you how to create a pitch deck, how to take these services that you offer, these packages, and create a really unique pitch deck using something like Gamma. So that video is going to be in there as well. I hope you found some value in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.